Let's return to the astronauts on the Artemis II mission who just a short time ago successfully splashed down into the Pacific Ocean after completing their 10-day mission around the moon. They came home having set records as they accomplished their mission. The crew travelled further from Earth than any human has before. Now, during the course of the 10-day mission, the astronauts conducted a lunar flyby. They gathered data and witnessed a solar eclipse. OK, let's cross to San Diego, where Brooke Martel is live for us. Brooke, good to see you. We know that re-entering back into the Earth's atmosphere was the trickiest part, one of the trickiest parts of the mission, but it does appear to have all gone to plan.
Yes, Malene, it's great to be speaking with you. I was overhearing the NASA live stream from Mission Control, and they really called this textbook when that splashdown occurred. And being able to just see that video of the Orion space capsule make that re-entry and all the reports of where it was in the atmosphere when those parachutes were deployed, and then just kind of seeing it soaring over the Pacific before it made that splashdown, which was reported to have been earlier scheduled to be around 20 miles per hour. And that was from the max point that it reached as it was going through the atmosphere of nearly 24,000 miles per hour, which, Malene, is difficult to imagine, right?
Absolutely. We're looking at the live pictures. We can see the capsule floating in the ocean. It's surrounded by boats. Do you know exactly what happens now?
Yes. So what we have going on here, and tying it back to where I'm standing at Naval Base San Diego, just to my right is Pier 8. This is where the USS John P. Murtha naval ship will come back to. But it has been staged out in the Pacific since the start of this week, waiting for this moment. Obviously, everyone part of this mission has trained for this splashdown for years. But now that the Orion capsule has made its re-entry, it's splashed down, Mission Control will be communicating with the astronauts on board, and the astronauts have a checklist they need to complete before there is that interaction from naval divers as well as medical personnel. But when that happens, when they're able to actually see the astronauts for the first time open the hatch of Orion, they will be the first people that the astronauts see upon re-entry. And there'll actually be a medical doctor that will go into the capsule who's part of the Navy, and we'll just check everyone, make sure everyone's okay. But we are getting reports that it seems that everyone is okay on board. That is according to Commander Reed Weissman, who said, quote, "We are stable." And going off of that, what we can expect once that medical personnel makes that interaction, the astronauts will come out of the capsule to go onto what's called a front porch. It's an inflatable raft. And this is where they will be before they're hoisted into naval helicopters. Those helicopters are going to take them back to the naval ship that is staged, and they'll enter those medical bays. They'll continue those medical evaluations. And earlier I spoke with one of the lead planners with the Navy who handles the medical evaluations, and he said that NASA and the Navy really do work hand in hand to get these evaluations, these checks complete. I mean, you can imagine going for 10 days, or try to imagine going 10 days in lunar orbit in microgravity and then coming back to Earth and having to walk again. So once they are cleared from those medical evaluations, NASA says that the astronauts are actually going to be flown via helicopter back to a naval base not too far from where I am right now. And from that point, they'll board a plane that will take them back to NASA's Johnson Space Center. But all of this really could happen within a matter of hours now that we have splashdown, and it's been a success.
And Brooke, before we go, I wonder if you could sum up what a huge achievement this is, what Artemis II and the crew have achieved here.
Absolutely. I mean, with so many people being able to see this mission and tune in to NASA's round-the-clock coverage to see what they're doing, and the lunar flyby, and, you know, the new record set for human spaceflight. And this is really a part of the Artemis missions to come, right? This is them handing the baton on to Artemis III and what the future has for space exploration within NASA. It's a huge achievement. And, you know, now that they're back here, what comes next? them going back and doing more medical assessments back to Houston and NASA's Johnson Space Center. But really, like you said, it's a huge achievement in space exploration.
Brooke, fascinating to talk to you. Brooke Martell in San Diego.